What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD PHINS TALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Boy, oh boy, the Dolphins just released Tyreek Hill. Wow. This chapter has officially come to an end. You know, I got a lot to say about this as well. We're going to dive into it, but make sure you hit that like button on your way in. But this stream is being powered by Sleeper. Get a deposit match up to $100 using code TD PHINS. All right. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Also, Sleeper isn't just the player props, man. They've revamped and have a whole bunch more options for you all. Even the picks, you can do picks now, which have amazing features. We're going to get into more of that in just a moment. But I love the feature where you can actually cash out if things aren't going well for a certain amount until you can't. Or even if things are going well, you can settle for an amount. Don't forget to check out Covered as well. Free entry every day using my code TDFINS. We've been through that so much, but I want y'all to get in on this Dan Marino signed jersey on Covered, all right? Listen, everybody's coming in. We got a lot to talk about. Tyreek is out of there. Hit that like button. We about to chop it up, man. We about to chop it up, and I'm about to cook. Y'all gonna want to pay attention to this stream because you know what? I'm gonna release some real information, man. Okay? Not too much. I ain't gonna go crazy, but I'm gonna release some information that I otherwise wouldn't share. From Tyreek's camp, pretty much. And we're gonna talk about it right here on TD Fans Talk, okay? But y'all hit that like button. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody should be shocked by this move, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is a generational player. I had in the back of my mind, my heart had hope that, they could sit Tyreek down and say, you know what, let's be honest, we can't give you $30 million a year, bro. But let's figure out how we can maneuver this deal and save us some money and retain you. Considering the fact that you're coming fresh off of an injury too. So we got to protect ourselves, I can't wait to talk to Tyreek and his people to see if they at least try to offer to redo a deal or they just straight up cut him. So I'm gonna see if I can reach out and get some info on that. If so, and if not, then I'll let y'all know. Okay, I'll let y'all know. But man, oh man. We just did a stream talking about Bradley Chubb, how he didn't live up to the money and all this and that and this. That's first of all, make sure we give Tyreek Hill his due where it's due. He lived up to his contract and he exceeded it. I never liked the trade because I feel like we should have gotten younger. But Tyreek Hill did his job as a Miami Dolphin the entire time. I don't care nothing about no quitting in the last game. Miss me with that. He the only one showed up to play. Tyreek Hill did his job as a Dolphin. And as a matter of fact, if you really want to be technical about it, he was underpaid. Especially with guys getting $40 million a year now. Tyreek Hill exceeded expectations. The man became the number one player in the NFL. Number one player in the entire NFL, regardless of the position, with the Miami Dolphins. He respected his deal, and he gave Miami his all on that field. He ran every route as hard as he could. He did all he could in Miami. So, regardless of how you feel about him in his personal life and anything, whatever, as a Miami Dolphin, I have nothing but great things to say about Tyreek Hill, and I'm actually appreciative of what he was able to do for us. I don't know what his future holds, but I told his dad, me and his dad was chopping it up, and I told his dad, man, hey, I think the Chargers would be a great fit for him. Get him on out there with Herbert. And McDaniel's going to be out there. Yeah. But I just wanted to start it out by saying straight up, Thank you, Tyreek Hill, for all you did for the Miami Dolphins. You were a great player for the Miami Dolphins. You put everything on the line to help this team win every Sunday. And I'm happy he was a Dolphin. But unfortunately, he had a quarterback who couldn't even maximize what he really could have done. I'm telling y'all now, no matter how great Tyreek Hill was with the Dolphins, you are tripping if you don't realize he could have even done more if he had a great quarterback. Oh, yeah, I'm on 2,000 yards. Yeah, probably should have had 2,500 that year. Probably should have had 2,500 that year. Should have went down as the greatest performance of an impact player in NFL history if he had a competent quarterback that year. So, yeah, this ain't no Bradley Chubb situation for me. This man gave us more. And the only thing I don't like is about the whole Tyreek Hill thing is that it caused half of our fan base to be delusional about Tua. It caused half our fan base to be delusional about Tua. Tyreek Hill was so great, it caused half of y'all to think Tua was actually a great quarterback. That's how good Tyreek Hill was. It literally made most of y'all think Tua was actually a great quarterback. You know how quarterbacks supposed to elevate the players around them? Man, Tyreek Hill was elevating everything. Tyreek Hill elevated Tua. Tyreek Hill elevated our system. Everybody got it backwards. I mean, Tyreek, he had put up more than Mahomes did. You're missing it. That was Tyreek Hill's gripe. People forget that. Well, Tua had better numbers with Tyreek than Mahomes. That was Tyreek Hill's complaint in Kansas City. What he was complaining about that Andy Reid was not happy about. Tyreek Hill felt like they weren't getting him the ball enough. And what Chris Garrett did, well, we're going to bring you here. How much you needed? I needed every play. All right, I got you, man. Whatever you need. They force-fed the man the football. I'm not sure that was the best thing for our team, but he went out there and tried to make it happen. He made everybody on that offense look good. Everybody. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Another thing that a lot of y'all don't realize, guys like HN really benefited from a Tyreek Hill. Now, I understand when Tyreek Hill got hurt, HN was still running well. But again, remember, that was all we kind of did. When Tyreek Hill got hurt, HN carries went up by like 25% to try to help him get to his averages. Tyreek Hill, man, the impact he has on this offense opened it up for everybody. And he's gone now. And I was hoping to see him maybe rework his deal for a low amount and, get better. But I understand why they let him go. I do understand. So thank you, Tyreek Hill. Now let's get down to business. Okay? Tyreek Hill was not only a great player, but he was actually a great teammate. I don't want to hear this talk about, he quit in that last game. Man, like I told y'all, I done argued this with y'all before. Tyreek Hill was the only one that showed up to play versus Kansas City in that cold weather. Don't talk about he quit at the end. He the one who, let me tell you something. I'm going to keep on telling y'all this. The man literally scored the first touchdown for the Dolphins, went to the sideline yelling like, lean on me, I got y'all, blah, 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 blah. And nobody was acknowledging him. He was just going down the sideline trying to pump his team up, and they are just so cold and like, yeah, Tyreek, all right. He the only one show up that day. So by the end of the game, when he took himself out the game, man, I'm going to tell y'all, man, if I was Tyreek, man, screw y'all. I don't care. You can cry all you want about I took myself out the game. Shut up. All y'all soft. All y'all weak. I came here to play. I came here to try to win this game. And all y'all on the sideline worrying about how cold it is and being pie, being all soft. Screw y'all. I ain't going out on that field with y'all little cupcakes. Y'all don't know what it take. That's what that was about, man. I'm telling y'all, man. And these ain't his words. I'm just saying in general. It had to be. Hey, man, screw y'all, man. I came out here to play, and ain't none of y'all meet me. Not one of y'all met me. Not one of y'all came along with me in this game. I ain't seen nobody with the right in that game but him for 3 quarters. And everybody want to make the headline about him quitting on his team at the end. But through it all, he still was trying to be the good model citizen. Yeah, it was my fault. I'm sorry. I got to earn my team's respect. He's never down talked. He's never negatively talked about anybody on the team. Matter of fact, he done lied so much just to boost people around him up. He done lied so much to make his teammates look greater than they are just for them. And if anybody don't have to do that, it's the best player on the team, him. I knew he was going to be a great teammate. The first time he came in and said, two of the best quarterback in the league. What? All right, yeah, you being a great teammate. He been a great teammate. He done boosted these guys up, uplifted them, and man, come on, man. And people tried to poop on him every chance they got. And it's so funny to me. The man will go out there and make 5,000 big-time plays, and the one incomplete or fumble he has, Tyreek told, shut up, he allowed to. He built cachet too. Just the same thing I'd say with Mahomes. Mahomes was trash in the last Super Bowl he was in. Nobody talk about it because he's been so great for so long. It's okay to have a stinker. So in the rare occasions Tyreek Hill mess something up on the field, everybody, oh my gosh, he ruined it. Tyreek selling. Man, stop that crazy talk. Stop it. I don't care how big the moments are. No, you wouldn't even be in these moments if it wasn't for that man. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyreek Hill has been the Dolphins for the last 5. Well, how many other years he been here? He has been the Dolphins. He has been the Miami Dolphins. You don't know when the next time you're going to have a great lined up on the outside like this man. And it's such a shame that we wasted it. That's what we need to be talking about, how we wasted it. We love wasting great talent. We wasted our time with Tyreek Hill. And it's our fault. We don't have nobody to blame but us. This is the type of guy that should be going to Super Bowl. Well, he was in Kansas City. That's why I always tell y'all, oh, well, he did better under Tua than Mahomes. The man won a Super Bowl under Mahomes. What is y'all talking about? Boy, we know how to waste talent. Tyreek Hill ain't been nothing but great. And you know what, man? So back in December, I'm from South Florida, just so y'all know. I live in Central Florida now, but born and raised South Florida, Hollywood, Florida. I went to Hollandale High School. For those who know, you know. So right there on the county line of Miami and Broward. So I go home often, man. I'm probably in South Florida 3, 4, 5 times a year. My parents, that's the home I grew up in. That's my home, my childhood home is there with my parents. And, me and the wife late in the year, we went down there and we went to Aventura Mall. For those who know, you know. And I said, you know what, man, I want to go to Tyreek Hill's store. And I'm not going to Tyreek Hill's store to see Tyreek. I want to go support his business. So me and the wife, we went down there. We got our car washed in like the parking garage. Y'all, for those who know, you know. We went in there. Soul Runner is the store, by the way. We went inside. I bought a few items for my son, who's a Tyreek fan, Dolphin fan, and his family was in there, you know, operating the store and stuff. And they were like, "You just missed them." And you know, I looked at his mom and dad, and I said, "Well, I didn't come here to see him. I came here to support him. Whether he was here or not is irrelevant. I just came to support him and what he got going on." And immediately we kind of struck off. We struck like a great relationship at that point. I think I was in that store for 2 hours, just chopping it up with his family. And about an hour is secluded with Pops, his dad. And this is a picture of it. This is us in Soul Runner, his store. That's his dad on the left, mom right, sister, all of them, family. That's his family right there. And we just chopped it up for, I mean, I was in there for about 2 hours, man. Great people, man. Great people. And dad's just hilarious. He funny, man. But you know, I make a lot of speculations on this channel and I make a lot of assumptions. You know, Tyreek got to be feeling this way. He got to be feeling that way. But listen, man, I talked to dad, man, and a lot of the stuff that I assumed was confirmed. And I learned a lot more that I wouldn't even repeat because, and the reason why you don't repeat everything is because some things, you know, people being raw and honest, but you also don't want to, you know, make people upset. Oh my gosh, he's talking this and that. But I learned a lot. And all I'm going to say is Tua was never the guy. Many of those guys never believed he was. A lot of people knew what time it was, but everybody was getting paid, man. Everybody was getting paid. So, hey, let's go out here and play football. And Tyreek Hill, I kind of knew he wasn't coming back because he wants to go to a team that he can believe in and that can win with. He loves Miami, by the way. He would have loved to come back to Miami, but he definitely want, you know, better opportunity with better play, even at the quarterback position. He wants better play at the quarterback position, man. And you know, no, I ain't gonna get into that. But we just had people on this team that actually were not likable. And I'll just leave it at that. Tua that doesn't rub everybody the right way. Some people really don't like him. And it's such a shame because I try to help people realize, man, even a talent like Tyreek Hill, y'all don't get, he got more in the bag that he can't even utilize. He has more in his bag that he can't even utilize because of the limitations of Tua Tagovailoa. But I'll just say this, man. We dropped the ball with Tyreek Hill. Not only did we drop the ball, man, we missed out on a huge opportunity because we had a quarterback that was not good enough. Was not good enough at all. And I see somebody in the chat say Tyreek said Tua was the most accurate in the NFL. Tyreek said a lot of things to be a great teammate. Doesn't mean he actually believed it. Tyreek Hill said a lot of things in efforts of being a great teammate. That don't mean he actually believed it. Does not mean he actually believed it. Man. Now he's gone. And again, we kind of knew that we kind of knew we were going to get to this point. Because it is irresponsible to have carried on, even if, you know, with the injury, you don't know how he's going to come back, what the other side of it is. But what I will tell you is I wish they would have tried. And that's just me. And that's me being a fan, but they did the right thing. They did the right thing. as a fan, I wish that they would have tried and maybe he could have got back to form. We just don't know what version of him is going to show up when he hit the football field again. And his rehab's going great. When I talk to his dad and we chop it up, every time the rehab is going phenomenal. He's doing things early. And I think something released recently of him, walking or something like that. I forgot, but everything's going well for Tyreek right now. Things are progressing. Things are ahead of schedule, but the rehab is going good. No setbacks or anything. Again, it's one of those things where time tells. Time tells. Did Reek even have trade value? See, that's the problem. When you're making that kind of money, after an injury, nobody's going to take that risk. See, again, Chris Greer, all of these deals that we got to eat now are primarily untradeable. They're untradeable. Hold on. So, first of all, John Eric Sullivan, Halfley, they're doing all the right moves. Tough to swallow, but they're doing all the right moves right now. I mean, this is what you had to do. All this mess, you got to clean it out. And Tyreek Hill wasn't a mess, but coming off of an injury with that contract, that's the mess. That's the mess. The only thing that concerns me, though, is the fact that even in Green Bay, the culture, they never really go after a Tyreek. They just want a group of guys that are good, not game changing. You know what I mean? That's typical, Green Bay receiving cores. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. This isn't TD saying, oh, I think that this is where he's going to end. This is where I told his dad he needs to end. I said, man, if Tyreek smart, he need to go to the Chargers. Him and Lad McConkey and those tight end, those guys, he need to go to the Chargers. This was before McDaniel was even fired. And now McDaniels is over there? Can y'all imagine that? Tyreek Hill signed with the Chargers, obviously a team-friendly deal coming off of an injury. In McDaniel's system and already familiar. Oh, my God, I'm telling y'all now, if you want to make some money, you better go on futures. See if Sleeper got the future for Justin Herbert MVP. You might want to hop on that now. Or if you want to be a little safer, if you get the breaking news, Tyreek Hill signed at some point this offseason signed with the Chargers, I'm telling you, you better go Herbert MVP. I don't care what Herbert doing in the playoffs. Hey, in the regular season and low key, he got one vote for MVP this year because Herbert had a phenomenal season. Nobody talk about it. But you want to talk about a player who balled out in the regular season with all kind of issues on the roster? With one of the worst O-lines in the league? Herbert balled out this year. Nobody talk about it. Nobody really talk about it. It's crazy. And remember, he got hurt with a broken hand. He had a real good year without help. Man, oh man. Tyreek Hill is gone. And the moves just keep coming in. I'm going to do a stream today as well on James Daniels. That one probably going to be pre-recorded, but yeah, they cut him too. And we got to get into that debacle. We got to get into that debacle as well. Man, oh man. But the Dolphins making moves, and it looked like they're ready to lay a lot of them on the table right now. So, hey, who knows? Maybe we hear some about some other players coming up soon as well. but they're cleaning the books. They're trying to get cap compliant so that they can make a legitimate plan. They can make a legitimate plan for this upcoming offseason. Let me see if I see the financial implications, by the way. And there go Dan Mitchell with the Bills, already doing a live stream talking about, can you imagine Tyreek Hill catching passes from Josh Allen next year? Oh, Lord. No, don't. And I ain't gonna lie, that's a problem. Oh, Dolphin fans, boy, y'all be having me laughing. People like, we're not winning a single game next year. I'll put my life on it. Oh, man. Let me see if I see the financial implications. Okay, no, I don't. Yeah, I'll have it later. I just ain't got time to pull it up, man. But shout out to Tyreek Hill and his family again. It was amazing when I met with them. Y'all go check out Soul Runner in Miami. The store is there. Okay, it got some pretty dope merch. It's got some amazing football stuff. And a lot of like memorabilia from his college all the way up too. So go check it out. Salute to his family though. They embraced me. They were amazing. And they're just great people, man. They are great people, man. So and shout out to Pops, me and him chop it up here and there as well. But yeah, man, Tyreek Hill is no longer a Dolphin. He got so many options. His market is going to be massive. And again, nobody's going to give the crazy money, but he's going to have a market where a bunch of teams are like, hey, man, we got 12. We got this and that. They're still going to try to pay him handsomely. He's 32. He's getting older. So that's part of the problem with this. You know, they're going to want to see him on the field working, getting it done. Because after one injury, especially with his age, you don't want him to have another one. But Tyreek Hill is a player who's always protected himself very well in this league. That's why he's had longevity and a clear health bill. This was a freak situation on a hyperextend where the knee got out in front of him to make sure he got the first down and stuff. So we'll see. But again, thank you for all your services here in Miami, Tyreek. And he loves Miami. He loves the city. But, you know, hey, that portion of his life might be coming to an end. And who knows? You never know. Tyreek might say, I'm retiring. I don't know what he wants to do for the future, but but I think he still wants to play the game. And he probably wants to do a few more years in this league at a high level. And we'll see where he ends up, okay? And people keep saying reek back the Chiefs. Listen, man, he got options. This is a guy coming fresh off of a big-time injury, but still going to have options. Because here's how you got to think of it. Even if he was a shell of himself, like a shell of Tyreek is a Waddle. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. And truth is, he may come right back on that field and be right back to form. So no more Tyreek in Miami. We really dropped the ball on this one, man. Anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I need y'all to turn your notifications on because things are heating up. Your boy back to being healthy, and we about to get this content rolling. We got to talk about everything because everything changes. I think we're under the cap now. Now what's the plan? How do we save more money? Who do we retain? Who do we release? We're going to be breaking it all down right here on TD PHINS TALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to who is that sent the super chat, blessing the channel. Scant Dollar, the homie said Eric Sullivan going to work. Yeah, man. He doing his thing. That was a quickie, TD. Quickie. I mean, I've been on for 30 minutes. No, we got a long show. We're going to break everything down on a long show later today. So many different topics, how, you know, what we want to do as a team going forward. What the cap look like now, what's the plan, who else could be cut, all of that stuff. And we're about to find out about Tua sooner rather than later because we're getting news now that even if the Dolphins want to take on majority of his salary, based off of what I'm hearing, there's still not many teams that's interested. Like, we might not even be able to trade Tua, even if we took on a lot of the salary. But they're going to hold out on that maybe and keep on waiting to see. But we'll see. And hopefully they don't get stuck with them, but we'll see. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what. Y'all stay blessed. Peace. It's TD. I'm out. Woo.